How did I lose over 100 pounds? Well, it took a lot of time and it took a lot of discipline, consistency, and honestly, a lot of research. I didn't drop 100 pounds in 3 months like some may claim to be able to do. It took me a long time. It took almost 3 years. And the main thing that I had discovered about this whole process is that in order to lose 100 pounds, it was important for me to discover a method that I could stick to for my whole life. And that method has 4 parts. The first is the diet. The second is the exercise. The third is tracking. And the fourth is actually a practice around gratitude that is consistent throughout my day. And I'll go into each section starting with the diet. So I had tried so many types of diets, and what didn't work for me was any diet that restricted whole food groups. So I had tried like a keto carnivore diet, and that wouldn't last for more than a month or two. It would work. I would lose some weight, but it would eventually backfire because I was depriving myself of what I liked to eat. Same thing with the vegetarian or vegan diet. That was I was able to stick to that a little longer because it had fiber and had more variety. But again, I wasn't able to stick to that because I like to eat meat. What did work was fasting. And fasting is effective for so many different reasons. Fasting allows me to eat along any food group, but it also is very, very simple. So I'll just go over fasting and why it was so effective for me. First of all, it allowed me to make less meals, so it simplified things. I spent less time in the grocery store, less time preparing food. I spent less money. And I started with 2 meals a day and eventually moved to 1 meal a day, which is what I'm currently on now. And I understand that that diet or that way of eating will fluctuate over time. And that's also something that I've realized because starting from 2 meals a day, I was noticing that that wasn't enough for my body. That's why I went to 1 meal a day. And now that I'm nearly at my goal of 150 pounds, I'm at around 160 now with around 10 more pounds to lose till I hit my goal. I understand that that might change, and that's fine. The idea with fasting is around my preferences with food. And I'll break down exactly how I fast. So with 1 meal a day, I basically just eat kind of an early dinner. I'll wake up and not eat really anything until I come home from work. During the day, I'll have water, coffee, tea, unsweetened, everything. And that is actually better for me because I noticed that if I were to have smaller meals, that actually just makes me hungrier in a very strange way. If I'm able to just stave off the hunger and just maybe if I get hungry to just let the hunger pass, it's much more effective for me rather than having smaller meals, because then when I am able to have my meal towards the evening, I can feel more free. And that is all the difference in the world because I can actually just enjoy my food. All I have to do is just during the day allow myself to be hungry every now and again. Now, it took time to work up to one meal a day. And at this stage, it's very natural. It's very easy at this point. But at the beginning, it was difficult, but it was effective. So I was able to endure the difficult periods at the start. And if you're looking to get into fasting, I would start the traditional way that you would hear, which is to just try skipping breakfast, or if you're really a breakfast person, and you don't care so much about dinner, do it the other way around where you don't have dinner, but just try skipping one meal at first. And the other thing that really helped me was to clean up my diet at the start, because certain foods like refined carbs, we're talking muffins and donuts and that kind of thing, they trigger overeating. Those foods are addictive. And if you're eating cakes and pastries and chips, those are the foods that are literally engineered to be addictive. So if you add more natural foods, they can help to curb your desire to overeat. And the way that I did that, and I didn't know this would work so effectively at the time, but it ended up being very effective, is that before every meal, I would munch down on some raw vegetables. I would have a few carrots, cucumbers, celery, those types of kind of the handheld raw vegetables. And I still do that to this day. Before I eat, I just munch on a few vegetables and then proceed with whatever meal I'm about to eat. And I'm sure to structure my meal, because it's just one meal. It's not going to be a slice of pizza. It's going to be whole foods, as clean as I possibly can. That's chicken breast with white rice, or potato, or just trying to eat very, very clean as I possibly can. And I do that between 5 and 6 days a week. So I try to eat a pretty clean one meal a day, 5 to 6 times a week. And then I allow myself to have a cheat day. And a cheat day is very different than a binge day. Essentially, a cheat day is where I allow myself to eat relatively normally with friends and family, which might look like 2 or 3 meals within that day, but I'm still mindful of what I'm eating. I'm still just keeping track of not going overboard. So an example, and something that I had failed with in the past, was thinking like, oh, it's a cheat day. I'm going to have a burger and fries and a milkshake, and for dinner, I'm going to have a big old bowl of ramen and ice cream, and that doesn't work so much for me if I want to keep myself in a healthy relationship with food. Ultimately, my method of losing weight and my diet kind of revolves around eliminating the binging aspect of eating. I'll never go back to just what I had been doing before. My binging days are over. The meals that I would have had would shock people if you knew how much I could eat during a binge. And I've managed to eliminate that from my relationship with food. So that's the diet. It's fasting, one meal a day, which I had to work up to, eating relatively clean one meal a day for 5 to 6 days a week, and then eating more normally, like on the weekend with friends and family, but not going overboard. And through that method, eliminating binging. Next is the exercise portion of my strategy, which is, again, this 5 to 6 days a week. I will do something. And for me, I like going to the gym. My thoughts on that is that I don't go too hard in the gym. I have a certain routine that I do, which is moderate, and it's optimized for staying consistent. What I do in the gym, I start with stretching. Then I move into sort of mat exercises like sit-ups and kind of leg raises and that kind of thing. Then I move on to weights, and again, very moderate. I challenge myself, but I don't overexert myself. Then I do some cardio, again, nothing too strenuous, 10, 15 minutes. And then I go into the sauna. And that's why I like the gym, because I don't have a sauna in my house, and going to the gym allows me to associate the gym with something that's very therapeutic. I start with stretching and I end with the sauna. And in my mind, this has allowed me to enjoy exercise. And in addition to that, so 5 to 6 days a week at the gym, and then on the weekend, I do yoga. Again, that's a therapeutic form of exercise. So essentially, I'm allowing myself to work out and exercise almost every single day, but with the philosophy that it's more enjoyable than anything else, to optimize for consistency. So that's the exercise part of the way that I lost over 100 pounds. Then there's tracking. So every single day, or almost every single day, because I'll miss a day or two, so 5 to 6 days a week, I will weigh myself. And I use an app called Happy Scale. Very simple. You just punch in the weight, and that's it. The reason why this is so helpful is because it's a daily practice, or nearly daily practice, and I get the data itself, so I know how much I weigh, but it's also adding to the mental just habit of knowing that I just weigh myself every day, and that reinforces my dedication to my weight loss. So I'm able to see where it's going and build in the habit of tracking myself every day. I wish I had taken more progress photos, and I should absolutely start doing more of that, but tracking is a way to get the information and build the habit. And lastly is a gratitude practice. And this is, I'm wary of sounding too corny, but it absolutely underpins everything, because being obese for so long, I had developed a really toxic mental pathway that made me not like myself, not like my life, not like other people, not like the world. And by having a practice around gratitude, it's allowed me to completely shift my identity from being a sad person that doesn't appreciate their life to a happy person that is able to see positivity in everything around them. And the way that I do that is that I have trained myself to just rattle off at least 3 things as my first thought when I wake up. So, and it's very simple. When I wake up, I might reach for my phone or think about work or something that's making me anxious, or just not making me feel good about life, or whatever it is. And I've kind of forced myself a little bit to just stop and think. First one is usually like, thank you for this day. I'm grateful to be alive, as corny as that sounds. That's usually the first one, but then I just start rattling off more things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful to have a job rather than being frustrated about all the things at work, hey, I'm grateful to have a job, have somewhere to go and contribute. I'm thankful to have friends and family, thankful for the fact that I have running water, that I'm safe. Very basic things. I'm thankful to be able to breathe air, breathe clean air. So that might sound really corny, but that practice really, again, has just trained me to be a grateful person. And that is everything when you're trying to lose weight, because a lot of the times you don't like your life. So in order to really make that change internally, you have to like what you're doing. And gratitude really helps with that. So again, the way to lose weight is 4 things: your diet, your exercise, your tracking, and some sort of mental practice. For me, it's around gratitude. And if you found that this has been helpful at all, I'm going to be making more videos around weight loss, exercise, some of the mental tools and emotional tools that I have kind of come up with for myself. And I want to share that. I want to be a part of the community that is trying to better themselves, trying to be more fit. And I hope to reach out to more people and help as many people as I can that were struggling with the same things that I had been struggling with. And if you found this video helpful, please leave a comment, subscribe for more videos to come, and I hope to see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching.